in the Central Florida area, we are 42,000 American Muslims. And we are 70,000 Arab Americans in Central Florida area. In this area, we are over 3,200 of American Muslim voters, and they're still unregistered. Yes, our community last candidate forum was over 200. And maybe these few people here are looking at you, telling their friends and families about how many of you came out this time. And I thank you all. But this community is a large community, and a large immigrant community as well. This mosque in this alone is the largest mosque in Central Florida. So it's a 22,000 square feet mosque. The financial and education of the Arab American and the Muslims are very well educated and financially stable. So I just wanted to get you a little bit some statistics. We also lobby in Tallahassee. So this question is not going to be easy. This question is for Darren Soto. We lobby. Darren Soto's not here? Oh, I'm sorry. So we lobby. Well, I just wanted to put him in his name out there. So, yeah, he knew I was going to ask the question. Because there's a lot of candidates here that I didn't know that were coming. So I just wanted to make sure he was here, he knew I was speaking about him. So the Bill SB 86 is a bill against freedom of speech. A few years ago, we had an anti-Sharia law. And a lot of people, when they think of anti-Sharia, they think of this Islamic chaos or something. But anti-Sharia means not allowing us to come and pray in our mosque. Not allowing a Muslim woman to wear her headscarf, just like our Mother Mary. So this is a question for the House of Representatives, for Congressional, and whoever wants to answer this question. Freedom of speech is a part of this country. We were built on freedom of speech. How would you vote against the bill? Because a lot of legislators say to the American Muslim community, we won't vote on that bill. But when it comes to that, they actually vote for that bill to be passed. So I would like to ask the Congressional about the bill SB 86 and how would they vote on that bill.
So for those of you that are unfamiliar with SB 86, that was a boycott divestment bill that they tried to pass within the state of Florida. And basically what it was is if any businesses appear to not be doing business with Israel, then the state of Florida would then put them on a blacklist and they would not have access to funds. The issue with that bill is really, first of all, the boycott divestment movement is really a federal issue, and they were trying to push that on a state legislature, which is already kind of questionable. That's number one. But it really is about your money is your freedom of speech. This is the whole thing about Move to Amend, right? The majority of the Florida House of Representatives voted to support this bill. So the question is, if this bill does come back to the Florida legislature, to the state legislature, a lot of people told us, of course not. We support the American Muslim community. We support the freedom of speech. And then when they got on the House floor, they voted the opposite way. What would you do to protect the freedom of speech of the American Muslim community? What would you do to protect business owners? A lot of people in this room are business owners. How would you feel as business owners if somebody told you how to spend your money, where your money is supposed to go, and your money is your freedom of speech? So the question really is, if that bill does come back, which it will come back because it comes back every year, as is specifically to attack this community, how will you vote on it? And how would you, and if you did vote for it in the past, which some of you have, explain yourself.
Well, when it came to the floor, I voted against it. But the first two times it came to committee, I was for it until the Muslim community came to my office and explained everything to me about the bill. And that's where I found out more about it hit the floor, I said, sorry, I'm not voting for it. And so did my padre over here, he voted no for it too. But it's like in Puerto Rico with the problem we're having with the ports. Why do we only have to buy American goods from the ports in Puerto Rico? Why can't we buy stuff from all over the world? So it's the same technology, the same system that they're doing now. If you got a business, you can't buy it, we can't sell you goods from here, you buy your goods from there. Why? This is supposed to be a free enterprise. This is America. Why are we doing it? So when it was explained to me the correct way, not the way that I was seeing it from my point of view, which was wrong, I voted against it. And I will vote against it again. And I will do it again and again.
Well, make no mistake, this is something that the other side, as a Democrat, we weren't supporting this. And I wasn't supporting this. As a senator, future senator, I will fight this to the end. I can guarantee you that. You know as well as I do. We have bills that resonate every year. They come back to the floor and they try to pass it. Stuff it down our throats. But this is the year that we have the opportunity to have a balanced sentencing. That means we can stop these bad bills, period.
Thank you. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next set of questions. This is really for the local government here. A lot of you are aware, some of you should be aware of some water quality issues that we've been having across the state in regards to fracking, algae blooms. There's a number of environmental issues that have been happening, specifically in the Central Florida area. In low-income areas, fracking water is being redistributed to communities. So what we'd like to know is that we've tried to pass a ban on fracking within the state of Florida. That is going to come back again this legislative session. But locally, they are passing resolutions and bans all across the state of Florida to stop. Florida is a very diverse and unique environmental infrastructure. We're the only, we have the most unique infrastructure in the world with wetlands. So what will you do to protect the water quality within your local communities as local elected officials, city council, county government, county commission? Are you going to ban these fracking? Are you going to locally ban fracking and create resolutions? What are you going to do to protect the water quality of these local communities? Because what is happening is these bans are not passing and the water is being redistributed to low-income areas. Fracking water is dirty, it's being redistributed to low-income areas. So are you supporting fracking bans? And what are you doing to protect the water quality for local residents here in Osceola County?
Thank you. We've actually done a couple of different measures here in Osceola County, actually specific to our code. And when I say our code is how we develop and how we build through Osceola County. And we actually have regulations within our code and within our permitting process that gives local government control over fracking in our community. Osceola County is fortunate that we do not have a natural shale of natural gas. We actually have a wonderful aquifer. But another a specific move we've taken here is the development of our urban growth boundary around Osceola County. That is basically a boundary that's been drawn around 25% of our community, which is our northwest peninsula, if you will, where development is being contained and processed. If you're developed outside of that area, you have to develop one parcel per every 5 acres. And that's important because we protected 75% of Osceola County to not only freshwater sources, but agricultural uses as well. And that's important for the long-term, long-range growth of our community. We've also worked with the Deseret Ranch, which is the largest landowner in the state of Florida, on a 2060 master plan, developing their property. So as our growth develops and happens, we're developing our infrastructure around the natural resources. That's going to be a major issue in the state of Florida over the next 20 to 30 years. It's not if we have water in the state of Florida, it's how much you're going to pay for water in the state of Florida. So if we don't start developing our growth around the natural resource opportunities, you and I are going to be paying for the infrastructure to pump fresh water from Osceola County to Brevard, to Polk, which we currently already deliver to in other areas throughout the state. So the more we can concentrate development around those areas, keep development contained to that particular corridor, and also keep control at a local level as far as zoning and planning, we can protect that natural environment as we move forward. Thank you so much.